So Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is a new movie that was directed by Daniels. It's a duo of guys named Daniel, and it stars Michelle Yeoh, Stephanie Shu, Jimmy Lee Curtis, James Hong, Ki Hoi Kwan. I'm mispronouncing that name probably. And it's about a woman played by Michelle Yeoh who is kind of stuck in life, and then all of a sudden she realizes that she's in the center of this crisis involving the multiverse, and now she must try to figure out how to get out of it, how to save the multiverse with help from different versions of herself. And that is it's insane. That's all I'm gonna say. It's insane. So this is a movie that kind of intrigued me for the most part, mainly because it is produced by A24, one of my favorite studios right now. So anytime I see the A24 symbol, I'm like, I'm gonna check that out. I gotta check that out because like they're doing movies that I feel like not a whole lot of studios are putting out these days. They're at least doing some stuff that's unique, that's original, that's exciting, and it's definitely something that's always on my radar no matter what. And so, not really surprising to me, this was one of my favorite movies I've seen in quite a while. I really dug this movie for the most part. What works? The performances are really good. Michelle Yeoh's really good in this movie. I'm glad she's gonna come back. She's really good in this movie. Also, Stephanie Shu as her daughter. I thought she was really good. Kui Han Kwan. Again, I'm mispronouncing that name. I thought he was really good too. Like I kind of felt like when I saw the trailer, I didn't realize that was the guy who played Short Round in Indiana Jones or Data from the Goonies. I didn't realize that was him. I didn't know it was like that's him. He's really good in this movie too. I would say he's the heart and soul of this movie, to be honest. Also, James Hong is really good in this movie too. Jamie Lee Curtis is also really good in this movie too. All the lead characters, for the most part, are really good. I feel like all the characters are very layered. They have great chemistry with each other. They seem like very not necessarily relatable people, but they feel like real people throughout the entire movie. Well, again, considering some of the things that happen in this movie, and I kind of just like how all of them kind of just interact in this movie. That was also really interesting to see. This movie is also very funny throughout. I kind of didn't expect it to be as funny as it was. It's funnier than a lot of comedies these days, is what I'll say. And I kind of like the fact that it kind of mixes multiple genres. Again, it is a comedy, but it has elements of sci-fi with all the multiverse stuff. Part martial arts movie. It's also a drama. It's a tragedy. It's a romance movie. It kind of combines all genres into one movie, and surprisingly, it is very effective. Usually, when a movie tries to combine different types of genres into a movie, it kind of usually leans into one and kind of just sticks with it, with little hints of it throughout. This movie kind of just blends it all together nicely. It's one of those movies where I don't know if where I would find it on Netflix, if it was on Netflix. Like which section? It's like, would it be in comedy? Would it be in sci-fi, drama? It would be everywhere. It would be everywhere all at once. And again, it's very unpredictable throughout. I could not predict a single thing that happened in this movie. Again, really good to see. There's a lot of great action throughout this entire movie. The editing is also really good throughout. There are also a lot of interesting themes sprinkled throughout this movie that are handled very well. And it kind of just shows. I kind of also like the fact that not everyone in this movie is like 100% good or 100% bad in this movie. Everyone kind of shows their good side. Everyone shows their bad side throughout the entire movie. I do think that's very interesting to see as well. And also, upon like thinking about it, I kind of realized some things about the movie afterwards, and even during my screening of this movie, that most people would catch later on. I feel like I caught a lot of stuff very early on, and I kind of want to go back and see this movie again because I want to see if there are like any more things I may have missed. I feel like this is going to be one of those movies that people talk about for a while, and there's going to be articles saying, "Here's what you missed from this movie. Here's what you missed from this scene. Here's what this scene meant." And I really do want to see this again. I won't see it because I got a lot of things going on. And I can't really stop singing the praises of this movie. This is a really fascinating, interesting, well made movie across the board. I do have some problems with the movie. The movie's 2 hours, 20 minutes. The pacing is a bit off at times. You can definitely feel it at times, unfortunately. And even though we do get to see a lot of the interesting worlds throughout this entire movie, I kind of wish we kind of saw more, and I kind of wish that some weren't just joke worlds. I mean, there are some worlds that, it may be weird and jokish, but it actually is serious. And there are worlds where it's like, oh, this may be serious, but actually can be pretty funny. And there are some interesting worlds. I won't spoil any of them here, but I kind of wish that there were some worlds that they kind of developed more. And also, you kind of see this in the trailer, and you kind of see this in the movie as well. You kind of see like quick glimpses of all the worlds that may be in this movie, and they're not in this movie, unfortunately. There's like an animated one I kind of saw, like Blink and You Miss, and I wish they kind of went into that one for a moment. But overall, this movie is still really good. It's really fascinating. The acting is great across the board. It's well written. It's the action's great. It blends every genre well. It's a movie that I want to see again. I won't have time to see it again, but I will see it again. And even though the pacing has a lot of problems, and I kind of want to see more of these worlds, I can't really stop recommending this movie. It is a really good movie. I will give Everything Everywhere All at Once 3.5 out of 4 stars. See it. So, what was the last movie that surprised you in a good way? Comment down below, subscribe to the channel. This is Pat, and stay safe.